A black retiree won money at a casino and is suing the bank after she says she was turned away while trying to deposit the check. She won the slots. She won a jackpot at the slots. The casino asked her how she wanted to be paid. She said check, which is very, very reasonable. She took the check to the bank. The bank said, nah, it's fake. But it wasn't. So, yeah. A Michigan retiree is suing a Detroit bank after she says employees refused to cash a check she received from the casino after winning a jackpot. Lizzie Pugh told CNN she won more than $12,000 on the slot machine at the Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, during her church outing. How nice for her. On April the 11th of 2022, Pugh went to Fifth Third Bank in Lenovo, Washington. Apologize. Let me do that line again. On April the 11th of 2022, Pugh went to the Fifth Third Bank in Lenovo, Michigan to open a savings account and deposit her winnings into the newly created account. Pugh's complaint alleges she was told by 3 different bank employees that the check was fraudulent. Now, on what possible basis they drew this conclusion is unclear, since it wasn't in fact fraudulent. This 71-year-old woman shows up with this check from a casino. They have no particular reason to think it's fraudulent. They can put a hold on the money if they want, but pursuant to the UCC, but yeah. The 71-year-old Detroit public school retiree said she was forced to confront the bank, who then initially refused to give the check back, which incidentally legally makes that conversion. Is one of the things you can sue for. They took her property and with intent deprived her of her ability to access it. Now, the fact she got the money back does not stop it from being conversion. It's like, yeah, that's a tort. That's something you can sue for. According to the complaint, Pugh asked the bank employees to call 911 because she was not going to leave without the check. But, yeah. Pugh then spoke with a third bank employee who also said the check was fraudulent, and because of the bank would not allow Fifth Third Bank and Fifth Third Financial Corporation filed a response denying the allegations, including that their employee decided the check was fraudulent. Okay. They also dispute that any of the other events that would warrant damages or other relief. We are committed to fair and responsible banking and prohibit discrimination of any kind. From our review of the claims, we believe the facts to be different than what's alleged. Our employees are trained to help every customer with their banking needs, and our employees follow procedures to facilitate the opening of any new account, the bank said to CNN. In a statement to CNN, Pugh's attorney said, "What happened to Ms. Pugh is yet another example of hurdles and indignities facing Black Americans," and I'm not sure whether or not it's racist or not, but either way, it's an indignity as they try to get through their day. It's not only young Black men who are profiled. Fortunately, Michigan has a strong statute prohibiting discrimination in public accommodation. That too. So there's a civil rights problem on top of the conversion problem. Pugh says she was able to cash the check at another bank. "I had this check and I didn't want it on me." I mean, deposit it in the bank seems like a pretty reasonable course of action. Pugh's niece, Yolanda McGee, told CNN she's afraid to go into any bank or any type of business. She has some events in her life from living back in Alabama as a young girl where she's been discriminated against, and it's heavy on her heart. McGee said she initially had to convince her aunt to file the lawsuit because her aunt was terrified. In its statement, Fifth Third Bank says it stands by its employees. "From our review of the claims, we believe our employees' actions have been misinterpreted." This should really lead to one hell of a factual dispute, I suppose, about what actually occurred, who said what to whom and when, whether or not they refused to give the check. They obviously refused to deposit it because she has it. So there's that. That said, we regret Ms. Pugh has come away feeling mistreated after interactions at our bank, as our employees' actions were consistent with our process and dual goals of serving our customers while also preventing potential frauds that can victimize the bank and the consumers. Well, it sounds like from that statement they did think there was some fraud involved. So there's that. Thus, that brings us to the end of the story about the Black retiree who won money at the casino. It seemed like her lucky day. And then the 71-year-old grandmother over here couldn't actually cash her check that she won at Fifth Third Bank because apparently 3 different employees accused her of fraud. Again, they didn't try to verify the check in any way, call the casino or anything. They just apparently decided it was fraudulent for no particular reason because it wasn't fraudulent. So, there's that. And she is suing. It sounds like the bank is guilty of conversion for depriving her of her property and preventing her access to that. It sounds like the bank might be guilty of a civil rights violation under both federal and state law. And so there's all that. So we'll see how it pans out, at least for the moment. That brings us to the end discussion of this story.